we're starting the stream. Pat, you are live.
Welcome everybody to another live here. Today we are right out the front of Casuarina Point in Grand Cayman, and I am at 15.5 metres down through about 50 plus feet down. I am Pat and I will be your underwater biologist today. We have Rihanna on camera and Lauren on the surface. Now, we do have a bit of an audio issue. I am not able to hear Lauren on the surface, so we do apologise for that in case there's any crosstalk or anything like that. But we have worked out a bit of a system so that we can still do this all, so we do apologise for that. Now, another important note is that unfortunately yesterday we had to farewell Simone due to some pretty serious health issues. She has had to leave us back to Australia, but she will make a recovery and be in the water again, and we will miss her, and we do love her dearly. So I'll hand it up to you now, Lauren. Well, I look forward, right here, this great angelfish.
So hi everyone, Pat has already described the audio issues we are having, so he cannot hear me, so I will attempt to answer all your questions for you. And just on that note, as Pat mentioned, Simone has left, so she's still part of our diveLIVE family, and we never actually saw a grey angelfish with her, so this little grey angelfish is dedicated to her. Now, Pat loves his angelfish, and as we mentioned, this is the grey species. This is the first time we have seen the grey one on diveLIVE. Normally we see the French angelfish. They're very similar in shape and size, it's just the coloration that is completely different. Oh, juvenile jackknife! Oh, wow! I'm not sure Pat will even be able to see this, but this is the first time we've had this one on diveLIVE as well. Oh, okay, that's amazing. We have a great angelfish and a jackknife fish. Look at the beautiful colours of that fish. Now, Pat cannot hear me to give a size estimate, but this fish is actually really, really small, and you can see its extended dorsal fin, and it's got a huge extension to the tail fin as well. We are stuck for choice here. We also have a four-eyed butterfly fish in the background there. So the angelfish are closely related to the butterflies. If you just take a look at both of these fish, you can see there is similarity. The similarity in the body shape, in that sort of flat, round, disc-like shape. Look at its little face. But the angelfish are much bigger. Normally they reach around 60 centimeters, and the butterfly fish will only really go to about 25 centimeters. So 25 centimeters is about 10 inches, and 60 centimeters will be about 30 inches, I think. Around that area, so you can see how different these fish are. Now this little jackknife fish is obviously hanging in the crevice of an overhang here, and Rihanna's doing an incredible job of showing us these three fantastic different species of reef fish. I'm spoiled for choice. I don't really know what one to talk about. But please do send in your questions. We are on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're on Twitter, please make sure you use that hashtag diveLIVE. So, going back to the butterfly fish, you can see that they are actually keystone species. They're really important organisms to have on the reef, and they do indicate reef health. So they are bioindicators, and the more butterfly species you have on a reef, you can correlate that to how healthy a reef is. Now, we have a lot of butterfly species around here and individuals. The numbers are very high, which means this reef, Casuarina Point, outside Don Foster's on Grand Cayman, is a really healthy reef. And now we have a blue tang joining the party. I really hope Pat can see this because we've never seen this on diveLIVE before. Maybe we can check in with him, Rianne, and see how excited he is with this sighting. So the butterfly obviously has that black spot towards the back of the body, and P. Hart has actually mentioned fake eye pattern, and that's correct. So we call it a false eye, and obviously we can see that it's a black spot, but it's actually there to confuse predators. So when a predator is chasing after the butterfly, there will be confusion to where is the head and where is the tail. This false eye pattern is quite common among butterfly fishes. And they also, almost all of them, have a black band running across their eye. Now we've momentarily lost the butterfly, but if we can get it back, you will be able to see it as a black band in the eye. And again, this is to confuse the predators, so they're not able to see which one is the head and which one is the tail. So it's a great thing. There we go, the butterfly is back. And you can see that black band running down its arm to camouflage the eye. So butterflies normally have really small mouths and normally only a few millimeters across, and they do feed specifically on coral. So different species will feed on different parts of the coral, but they are known as corallivores. Whereas the angelfish we saw had a much bigger mouth because they are omnivores. They feed on a huge range of different fish. So Lara Moore was asking who was that blue one. So if Rianne can just go to the blue fish, if you're referring to the whole school of bluefish there with the forked tail, the very small ones, they are blue chromis. They're very common on the reef here. But if you were referring to the bigger fish, which kind of came to the party and joined.
Sorry, Lauren. I'm not sure if I'm cutting you off right now, but I really apologise if I am. But I just wanted to say how stoked I am that we have just had 2 first sightings for diveLIVE right here. So we had the grey angelfish, which we haven't seen before at diveLIVE, and this jackknife fish right here as well. So I'm ecstatic. This is awesome. Now, I'm sorry, Lauren, if I did cut you off, please go back to what you're saying.
No, not you did, but it's not a problem. I already mentioned that just to highlight how special this is for us. We have the jackknife and the grey angelfish, which are 2 firsts. So we actually have a little list to run in between us where we try to see who can find the animal that we actually haven't seen before on a live dive. So this is just incredible. The jackknife's a little bit out of focus, Rianne. There we go, it's back, and just look at that body shape. It really isn't like any other fish that we have on the reefs. And I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit jealous, as I was hoping that I would be the one that found that first. I can imagine Pat is incredibly happy down there. So please do send in your questions relevant to what we are seeing on the screen. And just before Pat spoke there, I was mentioning that the bigger bluefish, Lara Moore, was the blue tang. So we got quite a good look at that. And the smaller ones are the blue chromis. So the jackknife is also sometimes called a drumfish. So in different parts of the world they do have different names, but here in the Caribbean they are called the jackknife fish. Incredibly beautiful. And another fish joining the party here. The purple and yellow ones are the fairy basslets. And you can actually see it plucking little bits of plankton out of the water column and eating it. Incredible. This Zoom has opened up a whole new world to us. You can see the little bits of plankton floating by. This is quite common on our dives now. We always refer it to as marine snow, but obviously it's not snowing, it is plankton. So Pat earlier saw a green turtle today, would you believe it? We have never seen a green turtle on a dive. It would be great if he could let us know we're okay. But he's too busy looking at things to find for you. So Pat and Rian are in a little bit of a different area of the reef today. So you never know what you're going to find, and they are approaching a coral reef. This is a bombing, and it is probably an unofficial term for just an area of coral, an outcrop. And we're getting a great look right now of the mutton snapper. That is the big fish with the black dot at the back, and these fish with the yellow line are the goatfish. Now why they're called goatfish is they have two barbels under their chin, which you're not able to see right now, and they use these barbels to dig into the sand to mess it all up and find some food to eat. I can already see this is going to be a fishy dive. And Marcy, I would love to see a green turtle as well. We always see hawksbills, and I would just love to show you all on a live dive a green turtle. So the goatfish always hang around in schools, and it would be great to see some of them feeding. They really do go right on top of the sand, and they mess up all the sand with these long barbels that they have. There we go, so we must have a mated pair there. That's the interesting thing about butterflies, is that they come in pairs. They are known to be monogamous. Now, monogamous is not a common thing in the world today, especially among fishes. But the butterfly will pair up with a partner, and they will stay together for life. They will feed together and mate together, so that's why you often find them in twos. And there we go. We have a spotted trunkfish there, another species of fish. So this awkward looking shy fish is a trunkfish, and it has a very strange shaped skeleton. It's in the boxfish family, and I'm sure I don't need to explain why it's in the boxfish family. And this is to also deter predators. So the predators will probably be put off trying to snack on this fish because of its really awkward shaped skeleton. They are very cute indeed, and you can see that spot-like pattern on the body. Now towards the back of the body you may notice there's a spine, a sharp spine. There's a spine on either side of the body, and again this is just to deter the predators. Why would anyone want to eat a fish with spines? I'm really sure that wouldn't go down so well. And James has actually screenshotted the angelfish for Simone, the great angelfish. Thank you, James. She would love that. So you can see the trunkfish is just hiding in there. It's obviously a little bit shy, so a lot of fish do that. They will just hide in the cracks and crevices of the reef. Masters of disguise. But Rian is perfect for finding all those little unusual species of fish. Can we check in with Pat, Rian? Just make sure he's okay.
Alright, so I did find an arrow crab down here. Did we see that? I'm not sure whether it was on camera. Did we get the arrow crab?
No, from our side we didn't.
So,
Rian,
we
can you...
will head over this way. I am... Oh yeah, okay, so the arrow crab, sorry, I'm not sure whether it was actually on camera or not, so I'll point it out right now.
Okay, let's take a closer look.
Okay, so what we have right now, sorry Lauren if I cut you off, what we have right now is an arrow crab. Now these funny little creatures look just like a daddy long legs in my opinion. Their legs actually can reach up to 3 times the size of their own body. So very, very long-legged creatures. Now being crustaceans, they have to mold their shell or their exoskeleton. And they don't have an internal skeleton, they've only got this hard shell surrounding them. Now, when they molt it, which is shedding it so that they can grow and produce a new shell, they have to regenerate the calcium carbonate that they use to make the shell. Now, to do this, they actually will eat their own exoskeleton to replace some of their calcium carbonate needs, which is a great way of recycling.
Yes, it's very unusual information about this crab, and I have to say I do suffer from arachnophobia, so this crab sometimes isn't my favorite thing to spot, but you can see the claws there are magnificent and purple. So it is called the yellow line arrow crab because it's got yellow lines on it, but if you look at those little pincers, they are fantastically bright purple. Now, Rian, you are getting an incredible shot of this. We are, just gone out of focus. Oh, coming back into focus, and we can actually see its little eyes. So this is a crab, sometimes incorrectly named sea spiders, and you can see why people say that. And they are a crustacean, so this is part of the crab family who belong to the crustacean group. So you can see it looks like it's cleaning itself there, and it's just hiding out under the rocks. I do believe there's a grouper next to it on the left. Is that a grouper? Oh, hello. Yes, it is. It's obviously waiting its turn to be on camera. This looks like a Gravesby from here, and you can see right into the grouper's mouth. Rian, incredible work. Yellow line arrow crab to the right and a grouper to the left. Oh, it's off. It's had its turn, and another one's coming in. This has been a lucky dive so far. Now we are aware the feed keeps buffering and doesn't appear to be working on Facebook right now. But please do send in your questions, and we are having no trouble with Twitter. So if you're able to watch it, send in your questions and comments with the hashtag diveLIVE.
Alrighty, so Lauren, sorry again if I cut you off, but I'm going to head back along the reef this way, this way, and shallow up a little bit because I am going through my air quite quickly. I am on 130 bar, so there's your air update. So we're going to come back across the sandy patch here and keep our eyes out for an eagle ray. Now also earlier I went for a swim between the dives, and on this swim I was blessed enough to have an encounter with a green turtle. So I'm really hoping it's still hanging around the area, and I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that as well. Now as we cross this sandy patch, we're going to be seeing a lot of garden eels here, and also a few queen conch shells. Now don't forget, if you have any questions for Lauren, I'm not going to be able to answer them, so all the pressure's on you, Lauren. But please send them in using the hashtag diveLIVE on Twitter and on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, so as Pat mentioned, just to remind everyone who's maybe just joining us, he is unable to hear us, well, hear me. So we do apologize if there's any disjoint in the conversation, but Rianne has obviously found us a conch shell. Now, this is an incredibly iconic animal for the Grand Cayman. They do enjoy eating their conches, and there's actually two here. So the interesting thing about these sea snails, oh yeah, we're getting a look inside. We can see part of the snail. You see his eyes. Oh, well done, Rianne. A little bit out of focus now. Yeah, we can see the snail just peeking out of there. And many people ask, how do sea snails form their shell? And interestingly enough, if you compare it to a turtle, so a turtle shell is known as an endoskeleton. So that means inside. Endo means inside, would be like us. Our skeleton is inside of us, so the same as a turtle. A turtle shell will grow from the rib cage, and that's how it forms, whereas a sea snail is an exoskeleton, so it means it is not part of the body. So it actually has three distinct layers, and it's mainly composed of calcium carbonate with a little bit of protein. And it is produced by the animal itself. So it is produced by the mantle in the animal, which secretes the proteins and the minerals to make up the shell. So they grow it themselves, which is an incredible thing for us to imagine. So if you wanted to sort of get an idea, it would be like laying down some steel, which would be the protein, and then pouring concrete over it, which would be the mineral, and that is how they form their shell. So it's completely different from the like of a turtle shell. That was just some information for you on the conch shell, and it looks like Pat is now swimming above all these garden eels. So we did see garden eels earlier on in our dive, but they are just incredible, wriggly little wormy things.
Eagle ray! Eagle ray!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, this one is huge!
Okay, it's not quite in focus. Oh, yes, there we go. We have a spotted eagle ray. Wow, what a sighting. What a dive. Now, eagle rays are a ray, so they are related to the stingrays and the manta rays. It's a little bit out of focus now, Rianne. Does look like it's swimming off. They are a completely different shape to the stingrays. They're more like mantas in the fact that they have wings. Now this is the spotted eagle ray, so it does have a spot pattern on the top side. Now Rianne, everything is completely out of focus. And I'm sure they are swimming very hard to keep up with this eagle ray. So I'll just give you some information on the eagle ray. They originally thought that the spotted eagle ray was just one species, but they have now divided it into 3 by region. So from genetic tests, morphological tests and parasitic tests, they have determined it's so the one that we are seeing is the Eobatis nari. Oh, Pat's breathing very heavy. I think he must be swimming. So we can't see the eagle ray at the minute. They are very shy little animals and it's obviously swam off. Oh, nope, it's right in front of us now. And you might be able to notice it's dark colours on the top side where the spots are and it's bright white underneath. This is actually the same as manta rays. And this is another form of sort of disguise for the predators. So if you imagine the eagle ray on the bottom of on top of the coral reef below you, a predator on the surface might not be able to see it. And vice versa. So if you imagine a predator swimming along the sandy bottom, and the eagle ray on the surface, the white would camouflage it on the surface. So incredible animals, and they are made from cartilage. Same as all the rays, and same as sharks. So cartilage is this funny, squishy material on the end of our noses. And it's a lot weaker than bone, but it's very flexible, which allows them to move those wings and swim through the water. And it's also much more resistant to disease. So that was a great spotted eagle ray sighting. And yes, Pat, don't use too much air. James has mentioned they look like they're flying underwater, and they really do. They look like the angels of the sea. Now, they are quite closely related to stingrays in that they do have between 2 and 6 barbed stingers at the top of their tail. Now, their tail can actually be 2 to 3 Oh. I think they have the sighting of the eagle ray again. Oh, I can see it in the distance. Okay, Rianne's asking us to be quiet, so let's see if we can get closer. Pat are spinning hard to keep up with the eagle ray, but we don't have it in sight. They're just very shy animals. Pat, can we have an update from you? Maybe an air check and a depth check?
So I believe I have been asked for an air check and trying to catch up to that eagle ray really took it out of me. So I'm on 80 bar right now, so a little bit of diving left, but I did use a lot of air. Trying to get a good look at that eagle ray. I hope you all saw it really well. It was huge. It was probably about, its body from wing to wing was about 1.5 meters across, or 4 or 5 foot. But its tail was so long, it was probably about 2 or 3 meters long, the tail. So it was 8, 10 foot to the tail. That was awesome. So as I said, I did use up quite a bit of air just then. So I'm going to head back and start shallow up and come over the reef and see what else we can find on the way. following the trend of that grey angelfish, I wouldn't mind seeing a green angelfish, and we'll also keep an eye out for a moray as well. We've been on the look for a moray for quite some time now, but they just haven't been showing up. So I did say I wanted a negro before, and I got negro, so now hopefully it'll be the same with a moray.
So there was, even although the eagle ray has disappeared, there is some questions about the eagle ray, and Big Texa is asking, is the ray shy? And yes, they seem to be incredibly shy. We're just unable to get that moment of them on camera. They also don't really rely so heavily on their eyes. They are called an eagle ray because they have this really big snout that looks like, well, a bird's, which is where the name eagle ray comes from. And this snout is filled with a little electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini. Lorenzini happens to be my nickname sometimes, but we'll talk about that another time. So these little pores are actually filled with jelly, and they are able to detect electrical changes and pressure changes within the water. So this is also the same as sharks. So the eagle ray's snout, if you like, creates a larger surface area, so we can have more of these jelly-filled pores, so they are much better at detecting their prey in the sand. So because of this super sense, if you like, they don't rely so heavily on their eyes. And a lot of divers and snorkelers will say that eagle rays can be quite blind because they seem to not see the snorkeler, and then they get a fright when they eventually realize that they've swam right into a snorkeler. So it's very cute. They are gorgeous looking animals. So Paula asked, can the stingrays, I think you might be asking about the eagle ray, but both stingrays and eagle rays, the barbs that they have can sting. They do contain venom. So in the ray family, the manta rays and the porcupine rays have actually lost these stingers over time throughout evolution. So they do not have them, but the eagle rays and the stingrays do have them. The stingray has less of these barbs, and they can go much longer. They can go up to 35 centimeters. But the eagle rays are shorter, and they tend to have more of them, between 2 and 6. And they do contain venom. So they don't actively use these stingers. They don't use them defensively.
Oh, sorry if I'm cutting in on you, Lauren, but there is a corkscrew anemone right here that I wanted to show everyone. So what you're looking at right now is a type of an anemone called a corkscrew anemone. And now corkscrew anemones are part of the phylum Nidaria, which means that they're actually related to corals. And if you look at the polyp of a coral, the polyp being one of the little animals that makes up a coral, you'd notice that they actually look very similar to an anemone. Obviously, an anemone is much larger. And what these two things have in common, the anemone and the corals, is that they have nematosis. Now, what a nematosis is a cell that is spring-loaded and is toxic. And so, on contact with an organism, the spring will kind of harpoon off the nematosis, and it can paralyze or injure or even capture whatever it comes into contact with.
So Sinak is just asking what species this anemone is, and it is the corkscrew anemone. So it's not so easy to spot like the other anemones, like the giant species. So it's a good find from Pat there, and great camera work from Rianne. This is the corkscrew anemone. And I'm sure I don't need to tell you where the name comes from. So anemones often have symbiotic relationships with fish, the most common one being the clownfish. dare I say the name, Nemo. And also small little crabs and shrimps. You will often find them nestled in the anemone. But as Pat mentioned, anemones are really closely related to coral. Now there is over 1,000 species of anemone, and a lot of them have a symbiotic relationship with algae. So it's the exact same as coral. They let algae live inside their tissue, providing a warm, safe environment, and the algae in return will produce food for the anemone. So it's one of the most critical symbiotic relationships in the ocean. So it has been an incredible dive from Pat. I can still hear him breathing heavy, so he must be fully worked out after that eagle ray chase. Yes, Paula, I did answer your question. Looks very similar to my morning dive, which does reduce our vision. It's harder for us to see things when the visibility is like this, and it's mostly due.
Alright, so I just want to show you everyone, just here we have a different type of pufferfish. I'm not sure what type this is, but this isn't the porcupine fish that we generally get here. Lauren is very good with these types of fish, so I'm sure she'll have a little bit more information on what it is.
Yes, so Pat won't be able to hear this, but this is a burrfish. So it's called the burrfish, but it is a porcupine fish, and Rianne's got us really close there, so we're actually able to see the little tiny spines that are placed against the body. So just the same as a porcupine fish, when it actually pumps in all the air to the stomach to inflate, the spines will go erect, so it will look like a big spiky tennis ball. These are a lot smaller than the normal porcupine fish we see, and look at the view. Oh, it's smiling at us. My heart just melted. That is really cute. You can see the beautiful range of color in its eyes. So this is very different from the porcupine fish eyes. And you can see that mouth, which is perfect for crunching on crustaceans and shellfish. They do not eat other fish. Now, by blowing themselves up into a sort of balloon, deters predators instantly. How could a big shark or a big fish swallow something like a balloon? And those spikes are just the cherry on the top. Not only is it completely inflated, it's completely spiky. So it's deterring the predators.
Okay, so I have hit 50 bar, so it is time for me to end the night. But thank you so much for joining me. I do apologise for the audio issues. I'm sure I probably spoke over Lauren a little bit then. But we did the best that we could, and it was a very exciting dive. We had heaps of rare stuff. So that pufferfish we just saw, haven't seen that before. The first fish we saw, the grey angelfish, we also haven't gotten that on a live dive yet. That jackknife fish, that's the second one I've ever seen here, and we managed to get it live as well. And the eagle ray, which is always very, very elusive. So thank you all for joining me on some dive today, and I hope to see you underwater with us tomorrow, 7 AM and 11 AM, Grand Cayman time. Thank you.
Thank you, diveLIVE family. We will see you tomorrow.